Hey everybody, this is the Honest Gamer here. As I've mentioned many times on this channel before, I also run a game review blog. And I have, a bunch of people follow me on Facebook, which is where I update, posts on everything, whether it's for the channel or for the blog. And I do the same thing on my Instagram, you can find the links down below. But I also know that there's people that only subscribe to me on here and only get what I do on here. So I want to do this video as the first in the series where I just kind of, show you guys a couple of the things that I've done recently on the blog, and then kind of hint or show you flat out something that's going to be coming up. So I'll probably end up posting these once or twice a month, just like I said, just to give a little overview on what I've been doing on the blog. If I end up going through more posts on there, I'll do these more often. If it's a slower month, I'll do them, like I said, once a month. So what I do on there is I write full reviews, quick reviews. There's a piece that I have called The Honest Opinion, which I'll describe in a minute. And I also have another series of blog posts that kind of highlight things with my son and him growing up. And again, I'll explain that one in a minute. The full reviews and the quick reviews, it's for anything PS3 and Xbox 360, Wii Gen, all the way back to, Nintendo, probably Atari eventually. I still have to get mine hooked up to my game room TV. But what I do with those, it depends on, the length of the game. And I kind of just try to focus on, telling you guys what the story's about if there is one. Detail some of the gameplay, kind of highlight what I think are the good and bad points of the game. And let you guys know what the game's value currently is on, the gaming market, and if I feel it holds that value. The Honest Opinion started with, I think it was actually when the Resident Evil 7 demo came out over the summer. And what I started to do with that was I kind of looked for things that people were talking about, and it was a clear dividing factor between some people liking it and some people hating it. And I just kind of threw my 2 cents into the argument. But now what I'm doing with Honest Opinion is I'm making that geared more towards like journalistic style reviews for the current gen console games. So anything that I play PS4 or Xbox One, those reviews are going to end up in that series. And then the last series, like I said, is it kind of highlights growing up with, well, my son growing up, I should say. Because before he was born, the people that I was working with at the time would always start giving me crap and be like, oh, well, your gaming's going to have to stop. You're never going to have time for it again. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And so it started as just kind of a big middle finger to those people, like, ha, I can pull this shit off because you're stupid. It's partially my side and how I balance the two. Also shows off a little bit of how it kind of helps him develop as he grows. Because, he's already been, recognizing things visually, trying to bring things to him with his hands. It's really cool to watch it, and I go more into detail into that on the blog. But that's just a quick little overview of what I do in the big scope of things on the blog. In the last couple of weeks, I did, if you've noticed on here, and it's switched over to the Twitch channel, I've been streaming Resident Evil 7, and after I did the first 3 or 4 streams of it, I did just a kind of midway review on my thoughts on the game so far, and just kind of speculating on where I think it might go or might not go. So I did that, and that was under the Honest Opinion. And then a couple weeks ago, I did a Let's Play Honestly, and ended up picking Wario Land Shake It. And that ended up getting a review on the blog as well. I played some more of it after the Let's Play episode. And then this past week, to kind of fill in with the Valentine's Day theme, I reviewed Catherine on the PS3. It's a cool little anime platform puzzling game that I actually had a lot of fun with. I'd heard mixed things about it, but it came out on the better side of things. And then most recently, I did a quick review on Comic Zone on Sega Genesis. So that's all up on the blog. You can find the general link to the blog itself down below. And once you get to the main blog page, I believe it's over on the right hand side, there's a little tab where I kind of label all the games that I review based on the console that they're on, or at least what I'm playing it on. So you can go crazy on there and just go through everything that I've reviewed over the past year, and if you ever have any suggestions, I'm always open to them. So the next thing coming up on the blog is actually a new series that I'm starting on there, and it kind of goes in spirit with what I'm doing on the channel with the N64 stuff. But the series on the blog is going to focus on the PS3, and because of how many more games there are for it, I don't want to just kind of go in and review every game singly. So what I'm going to be doing in the series is, starting with the launch month, I'm going to take all the games that came out within, a certain month. I'll play through them, most of them, as much as I can of each game, and I want to kind of highlight the games that came out and just kind of go into what was worth it, what wasn't worth it, how they incorporated new features on the PS3 like the 6-axis and the control and everything. This right here is the pile of games that came out in the launch month for the PS3. It's a lot of sports titles, which I went out and I got all of them, even though I wanted to avoid the sports titles just because they were the first ones featured on the system, so I kind of wanted to see how they came into the new generation. Of this pile, I probably got, I want to say, 3 or 4 more left to actually sit and play through. And again, it's just going to be a highlight series. I'll pick the few, the 2 or 3 really good games worth talking about and kind of give them a bit more of a review. And then everything else I'll just kind of give a quick little blurb about what it featured and stuff. Because you figure with the PS3 there was a more powerful console, it could do a lot more, it looked a lot better, and they also started bringing in the whole 6-axis feature on the controller. So, I've mentioned it a couple of times, I don't know if I've mentioned it on the channel, but the PS3 was the console that got me really, really paying attention to video games in general. I never beat games, never tried to beat games until I got this one. So I'll show you guys everything that came out in the launch month, and again, this post should be coming up in, I would say, the next week or 2 from this video going up, if it's even that long. So we've got, there's no particular order to this right now, it's just kind of jumbled together. We've got Resistance, Fall of Man, Madden 07, NHL 2K7, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, NBA 2K7, and NBA 07. So we got the 2K version and the EA version. I believe this is EA. I don't know. I might be wrong about that, and I apologize if I am. Anyways, we do have EA with Tiger Woods 07. Need for Speed Carbon, which is actually the one I'm in the middle of right now. Ridge Racer 7. The rest of these are the ones that I still have to play through before I can get this post up. We got Tony Hawk's Project 8, Untold Legends Dark Kingdom. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but either Genji or Genji, Days of the Blade, and Call of Duty 3. So again, that's everything that came out in the first month of release for the PS3, and that's everything that's going to be featured in the highlight series in the first post. I don't want to set a pattern, a schedule for when these posts are going to come out, because some months have this many games, and there's some months that only have like 2 or 3, if there's even that much. Because this was November of 06. And December of 06 it only has 3 games, and then January of 07 has 1, I think. So I'll kind of adjust how I do the post depending on if there's this many games or if there's only a couple. So that's everything that's happened on the Honest Gamer blog in the past couple of weeks and what's going to be coming up. So again, like I said, I know some of you guys only follow me on here, you only subscribe to the channel. So if you'd ever like to go check out my reviews, like I said, the link's always down in the description for the videos that I post, and it's definitely down at the bottom of this one. So go check it out and let me know what you think, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to play and or review. So take it easy guys, game on.